shit out. Yeah, it takes like 10, 15 minutes.
I'm thinking about fucking quitting this goddamn Prince of Persia game.
It's hard, right?
I don't know where the fuck I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like those. They're fun, but not having any directions. Same shit with Ori.
Well, I had a map, but now I'm stuck in prison and I don't have a map, and I've been running around for fucking 2 hours, and I'm getting real tired of it.
Yeah, those maps suck. Those maps suck ass. You gotta go.
What? No, you don't. There's no map in here. You never played the game.
You have to do so much backtracking in that game. Like, just
Yeah,
go
but
over
that's fine if
here.
I have a map. I don't know where the hell I'm going.
No, I mean, I don't fuck with that. I ain't got the patience.
Shut up, Marcus.
Marcus, the older one.
Yeah, the one that fucking got a warning today from PlayStation. I don't know what the fuck you uploaded.
Probably, dude, you don't even have to upload anything crazy now. If you just say something like I told my buddy, that game sucks ass or something like that, or like that game's like, I said something like booty hole or something, and fucking PlayStation took the message out.
Oh, I think I did whatever the hell it was I'm supposed to do.
So you don't even have to put anything. You just type something.
Said he uploaded something or whatever though.
Um, well, if he wants this shit banned, tell him to keep doing what he's doing.
You ain't using my account. I'll put a password on that bitch. I don't give a fuck. That'll be a you problem. Oh shit. Well, apparently I'm not supposed to go this way because this thing keeps killing me. I don't
I
get it.
retweet my tweet,
yeah,
Mister Mister No Call No Show.
well,
You made
talk
me
about fucking.
resort to fucking gay ass reading articles, dude. You know how much I hate that shit, bro. You turned me into what I hate. Till Henry popped in. Well, even then, I fucking read articles. I felt gay, dude. You know what that feeling is like?
No, I can't.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I felt dirty. I felt like I was kissing boys all day. That's how fucking weird I felt.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk to anybody last weekend. I fucking thought about taking a fucking telephone pole head on, so
Three's better. Pick one.
still broke though.
I'm broke too. I gotta do my taxes, bro. I felt sick to my stomach.
That's the only reason we paid for it is I was gonna have to fucking I'm gonna have to use the tax money we have to replenish. We
I
got
don't
to
get
get my
no
wife's
tax
fight
money.
vehicle paid off.
Last year, I was able to claim my son as one year on, 1 year off, and I only got like $1,200 back. I mean, I don't want to say only, but in comparison to what I should have got back, taxation is theft.
Yeah, but some people like fucking Brett don't want us to fucking audit the fucking government.
They should be audited every fucking day. Look, man, I don't mind. I don't mind helping my neighbor. I don't mind paying taxes for, a family who, dad died or lost his job and, they're in hard times. Like, let's fucking help them out. You know what I'm saying? In a few months of job searching, they'll get back up on their feet. Great. The neighbor who's fucking elderly and got diagnosed with cancer, can't fucking work. Let's fucking help them out. You know? Fucking whatever. Bad luck in your life, fucking something happened, you can't work. Let's fucking help these people out. But not the fucking assholes who just trying to scam the system. So I got to go to
There's,
work all fucking day.
there's about for every one person that needs help, there's 4 people scamming though. That's the problem.
Bro, before I got
Easy.
into my finance job, I had lost my job. I got laid off. And I went to here in my city. They have like energy assistance, and it was like
Yeah.
2 months into winter and shit. And I go there and I'm like, look, I've been looking for a job. Like, oh, fill this application. All right, cool. I fill it out. And then I go talk to the person in the back and they're like, yeah, sorry, you don't qualify. I'm like, why
You know
not?
what's funny? When I got laid off at Federal and shit like that, they're like, sorry, you don't qualify for any assistance at all or any health care or nothing like that because you made too much last year. I'm like, that's great, but I just lost my job.
Yeah,
And they're like, well, file next year. And I'm like, thanks. Thanks for the fucking help.
that's what they told me. And then I was like, bro,
Actually,
that's
you know what they
bullshit.
asked me? Are you black or another minority? I said, nope. They said, bye.
Well, the as soon as I left there,
Tough
or
shit.
I didn't leave there, but I left the office and I saw a lady that my dad knows, and she called me over. She's like, "What they say to you?" And I told her, and she looked through my file. She's like, "Dude, you're a man. You're not gonna get approved. You're a single man. Nobody cares. So I'm sorry.
You're
Try
only
this
half
place."
minority too. That ain't enough.
No, I'm full minority, bro. I'm full Puerto Rican. I was born in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, but a chance to be.
My fucking my birth certificate is fucking Puerto Rican. Now, true, Puerto Rico is an American fucking territory, but still
You gotta be from Zimbabwe or something.
something, man. Fucking bullshit. Anyways, you're depressing me. I don't want to talk about that. Fucking making me relive fucking fucked up times where I almost had to sell my booty hole just to fucking get a cheeseburger. What up, El Nini? How you doing, bro? It's gonna be a good time tonight, El Nini. I hope you can stay, bro. I hope you can stay. As a matter of fact, I'm posting a video in a couple days. I'm gonna give you a sneak
Is
peek
El
just because.
is El Nini in the fucking Discord?
No, he's not. El Nini, how come you don't join our Discord? Did I offer you already, and you said I don't fuck with Discord? Because I've had that a few times before. Some people just don't want to fuck with Discord. Looks like El
Well, if
Nini
it's
left.
us, you kind of have to. It's the place to be.
Oh yeah, he'll join. You know what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna put the link on the
I'm
chat.
in Lower City. I think I finally went the right way.
I should fucking pin it on our chest. What the fuck I should do? I'm gonna send the link in the chat here right now, El Nini. I'm getting it right now. Hold up. Invite.
Hey, I think I finally found my way out.
Copy link. All right, El
I haven't even
Nini.
started Split Fiction yet.
There is the link, and I pinned it. Man, I feel bougie. Fucking controlling my chat. It be lit in there, El Nini. We don't censor ourselves. We talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about.
Sometimes it's porn.
I don't think we ever had porn on there, have we?
I'm sure I have.
I don't think we posted porn. I think we posted maybe like, like cleavage, but I don't think we posted full on frontal nudity.
Why is the map still unavailable? I'm up now. Why is map still unavailable?
Hey, what's up? Is that you, Onini? Madridist stuff? Okay, yep, that's him. What up, bro? Welcome to the fucking
Okay,
Discord.
I actually have to go down.
Nelson, say hi to Onini in the Discord. Make him feel welcomed. I think it's gonna be a good show tonight, gentlemen. I really do.
I think next week will be better though.
Next week should be better. Switch fucking thingy comes out on what is it, Wednesday? Something like that.
The Switch 2 thing?
The direct
Yeah.
Wednesday.
We'll get into that in the show, but I can't believe they showed fucking Metroid 2. I thought 4. I thought they were gonna save that for.
Well, you know what Nintendo's gonna do, bro? They're gonna fucking resell everything on the Switch 2.
Well, I know, but full price.
You go from 30 frames per second to 35, only on the Switch 2.
From 640p to 720p, only an extra $70.
It was like, we know we're charging an extra $127, but you have to take into account that our digital cartridge design costs a lot of fucking money, okay? And plus, we're doing Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Pink, and Fuchsia. They're all the same. You just get Pikachu in 3 different colors.
Yeah, all those people that have been bitching about $10 upgrades, they're gonna fucking find out real quick. I wish I could have those $10 upgrades. This is a $70 upgrade. What the fuck?
Bro, Nintendo just walks into these dudes' house and fucking drinks their milk, leaves a sip in the fridge, and they say, thank you, Nintendo. What's up, RPG? How come you're not hopping in here tonight? Being a pussy, bro? RPG hates me. I don't know what happened like 3 weeks ago. I must have said something. Now he despises me. Just waiting a few more minutes, guys, before we get started.
Yeah, there ain't gonna be no $10 upgrades on fucking Nintendo. It's all gonna be $70 upgrades.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. You gotta buy that shit again.
Oh yeah, period.
Fucking buy that shit again. No, not even like
this time it's $70. You gotta pay $70 for that extra 140p.
It's gonna be everything the same except that the game box is gonna say fucking Switch 2 instead of just Switch.
Marcus, how do we get out of here?
I don't know, but Nintendo is making some strides to not, at least to make things a tad bit better. Like, people may talk shit about the digital game cartridge thingy, but hey, that's better than what they had before. You know what I mean? At least
I don't understand it, to be honest with you.
It's basically game sharing, but up to 2 weeks.
Yeah, but if you have your family connected, you can do it all you want now. I don't really get it.
Not on. So if you buy a game
I guess you don't have to do internet. You don't have to, well, yeah, you do have to be connected to the internet.
No, because you got 2 weeks. Well, I don't know.
I still think you have to be connected though, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
I think it's for the non-primary. So like I bought some games that are not on the non-primary console, and you can't play them. I don't fucking know, bro. All that shit confuses me, and I don't play the Switch nowhere near enough to even understand it. So we need a Switch fucking expert. What do they call those? Nintendo drones?
Yeah.
We need a Nintendo drone.
They're called fucking children. That's what they're called.
Should just have our kid. My kid don't even play fucking Switch anymore. He started playing PlayStation recently.
Neither did I. Yeah. You know, Marcus was playing all weekend. He discovered Fortnite, and he's been playing. The hell else you been playing, Marcus? God of War, Ragnarok.
Oh shit! Did I? And we're gonna talk about Netflix too, because Netflix out here want to talk like they know some about some.
They did what now?
Netflix said that basically kids aren't looking forward to the PS6. They're basically saying that mobile games is where kids are at, which isn't true.
That's Lucas who started it.
They're on Roblox and shit. And Netflix. But you know what? Everyone always talks about what kids are playing, but I don't think people really realize that kids grow up.
And not just that. Kids ain't spending the fucking money. We are.
That's true.
The fuck a kid got fucking 37 cents in his piggy bank, digital wallet. Fucking takes $10 just to get in the door at Fortnite. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, fucking Soldier Rev tallied up his shit. He's got 3,500 in that bitch.
Fuck that, never. I think I probably spent a total of like $40 on Fortnite in the last 5 years for my son.
I don't know. I don't know what to do, to be honest with you, Marcus. Not fight him, that's for sure.
Hey guys, for those of you guys that just came in, I have linked our Discord on the top, or I pinned the comment. Shit. So hop on in there, click on it, join the Discord.
Shut up, Marcus.
And come hang out with us every day instead of just once a week.
What do I do when this dude eats me like that? You see that, Marcus?
Yeah.
How you gonna tell Marcus to shut up and then ask him questions?
I don't know. He doesn't fucking know. Some dude just
What
went
up,
into
Henry?
my throat.
How are you, bro? And also, while we have close to 10 people now, I just want to say before we get the show started, thank you so damn much, y'all. Y'all have been supporting the channel like fucking crazy. I am about 80 subscribers, actually 79 subscribers away from reaching
That dude is
500.
going in your throat.
500, y'all. We are 79 subscribers, so share the channel with your friends, family members, with your wife, with your husband, with your fucking kids, everybody. Maybe not your kids. Well, if they're 10 years or older, I think it's cool. But share.
My kid just got a report on his ass today.
Share. We're reaching there, man. I really think that if we keep at this pace, we can hit 1,000 before the year ends. Also, I am in the works right now to start having shit ready for when I do hit the 500. I'm going to be having some membership programs coming your way. I'm going to have some what do you call that shit, Nelson, where you go to like a show, like a rock show, and then they have merch. I have some merch coming and some different shit. I ain't doing no t-shirts, none of that bullshit. I'm going to have some cool shit unique to the channel, unique to you guys. So the faster we get there, the faster this shit will become available, and it's about to be tight. And you know I'm old because I'm saying tight. But emojis are gay, dude. I think that's all they can give you for memberships. Like stickers and shit. That shit's fucking lame. I want to do something different. But either way, we'll talk more about that when we get there. But man, if we keep at this pace, by the end of April, beginning of May, we should be at 500, y'all. That is just insane to me. So thank you guys so much for your support. Thanks to all the guys that hop on the podcast. We have Nelson, who's here every week, except for the No Call, No Show last week. We have Henry, who comes on all the time. RPG, who comes on. We've had guests such as Retro. Shout out to Retro, who's hopped on twice and also joined me and RPG on our Just Playing Live on Tuesdays. He's hopped on there. Also, what's the Australian? Oh my, David Falky. Thank you for hopping on in there as well. Who else have we had on the show? Tornado, we've had Brett, we've had on here. So it's just cool. If you guys are ever interested in hopping on with us, just shoot us a DM, shoot me and Nelson a DM on X or Discord or YouTube, and let us know what day you would like to come in, and we will make it happen. But getting all that shit out the way, thank you guys for being here in the State of Gaming podcast. Today is March 30th, and man, do we have some topics to go over with you guys. We're gonna talk about the Ubisoft. We're gonna talk about fucking Nintendo. We're gonna talk about Netflix, because Netflix wants to open their big fucking mouth in gaming. We're gonna talk about Xbox. We're gonna talk about, man, we got so much shit we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna try to fit it in all with a reasonable time frame, so we're not here all night. That out of the way. Thank you, Nelson. How have you been since you've been absent from the show? What feels like a month, but it's only been a week. How are you, bro?
Better. I think we had that talk this week.
Well, gaming. What you been gaming on?
Fucking life. I don't know.
We're all gaming life.
Prince of Persia.
Solid game. That's the one you've been playing mostly? Nothing else?
Yeah, I've been lost in the fucking sewers. I haven't had much time to play much. I've been fucking working every week, and I need to, too.
Well, that's a good game. I never finished it, but I did buy it day one, and it's a very good game. It's a little difficult for mine. I don't want to say difficult like Souls difficult, but a little challenging. And when you combine that with how the map layout is and shit like that, it can become a little difficult. But all right, RPG, thanks for stopping in. How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing good.
Did you just
How's
fart on
everybody
my
else doing?
face?
Yeah, I did.
The fuck out of here.
RPG, can you tell the people why you fucking hate me? Like, I have this thing, like, I feel like you just fucking hate me.
We don't have a podcast long enough for that shit.
Fucking shit, man. You make me feel like lower than dirt. You know that? Anyways,
Yeah.
RPG, tell the people what you've been playing.
Well, you know what I've been playing.
Well, I know, but they don't know.
I've been playing V Rising.
V Rising. Okay, let's give people a little bit of backstory about V Rising. So one day, me and RPG are playing Split Fiction, right, on a Saturday or something like that. Henry, Mr. Henry Heck, and by the way, congratulations, Henry, on your anniversary. Henry hops on the chat like, hey, RPG, you got to play V Rising. Me and Will are going to go halves on it. I was like, yeah, we the fuck are. So we went ahead, we went halves on V Rising. We didn't think this game was going to stick like how it did with RPG, but it fucking did. So RPG, tell the people what it is about this fucking game that's got you fucking tied up.
It is, if you like The Sims at all, like base building and decorating your house and you know, crafting and building and shit. And then you like throwing in a little bit of Diablo or a little bit of Path of Exile into it and mixing them both together. That's what you get with V Rising. And it is a lot of fun playing, you know, just solo, but it's a lot better when you're playing with people, you know, co-op or whatnot. So me and the girlfriend have been playing it for the last 2.5 weeks area, and we are level 63 right now.
Yes.
We're having a lot of fun. She's actually getting a lot of use out of her PlayStation now, other than her first go around with The Last of Us Part 1. But yeah, she's addicted. She's hooked. It's right up her alley with the building and the crafting and you know, the gothic attire with, you know, vampires and werewolves and Dracula shit going on. But yeah, it's right up her alley, and it's to the point that she's contemplating, you know, getting the Portal because V Rising is streamable on the cloud system on the Portal. So if she's away from the console, she could still play without even remote play being active. So, I mean, $200 to play anywhere, and she has the premium PS Plus. So,
Or
yeah.
or $230 for a fucking 30th anniversary.
Yeah, 230, but that 30th anniversary will never get opened. It will
Fucking
stay in
pussy.
the box.
You're a pussy.
It'll stay in the
You
box.
fucking pussy. RPG's a pussy. Well, I can't
Now-
even. I'm a pussy too because I got it in the box still. So
Mhm.
I'm a pussy too.
Yeah, you got your 30th slim model in the
I am.
box still.
I am.
Yeah.
I was thinking about selling it actually. Like now. Like I don't know. My tax bill is due, and I'm like, I should just sell this fucker. But then I'm like, if you sell it now, I think I can get like at least 30% more during the holidays. So I don't know. I'm like stuck between getting rid of it, making like
You
an
actually
extra.
have a bill?
Yeah, dude, I just literally told you that earlier. Yes.
I thought you were being sarcastic.
No.
That means you make too much money.
No, I don't make too much money. My job fucks up and they don't take out enough of my taxes.
You have to take out that additional amount of taxes.
No, it was all fine up until we switch over to this new system. So to give an example, for state taxes, just as an example, they take $200, but for federal, they take like $75. But yet, before we switched over to the new system, they were taking, example, $200 for a state, and then it'd be like $300 for federal. But then all of a sudden, we switched over to this new system. Now it's fucked up, and
Yeah, you need to get a hold of your HR department.
yeah,
and get
HR
that
told me
fixed.
that I need to take care of that on my own. I'm like, but you guys
no.
fucked this up. Anyway, I
No,
don't want to
that's-
talk about
that's
that.
all on them.
I don't want to talk about that. That's fucking pissing me the fuck off. So anyways, the Slim, I do have 30th anniversary. I've been thinking about selling it recently,
Ooh.
but I might just wait off till the holidays. But we will see. We will see how things go.
I would want one of those 30th anniversary, just like regular $70 DualSense controllers.
Well, they're
I would-
85.
I
They're not
a
70.
Dogecoin.
I would
They're
open
85.
that bitch up and play it.
I do have another one if you want to buy it. But no, yeah, it's 85 retail, not fucking 70. I wish it was 70. $70 DualSense don't even exist anymore. Now the white one is 75, and then I think every other color is $79.99 or something like that.
Ew. Yeah.
And you're right, Henry. They're not 85 anymore. Now they're more. But yeah, cost has been going up on the hardware, and Sony's making more money than ever on hardware. Like I tell people that come into my job, maybe 5-10% of the items that we sell have went up because of inflation or material costs or something like that. But the majority of the shit that goes up in price is just because people are taking advantage. So something that costs $10, they're like, well, this other company is getting 12 for it. We're just gonna raise our fucking price and blame it on the economy. It's like, no, motherfucker, because I'm buying the same shit you're fucking buying just for something else, and the cost has stayed the fucking same. As a matter of fact, it went lower. But that's the world we live in now. The world of shit will go cheaper as time goes on just doesn't exist anymore. It just doesn't, because these companies, even though they can bring it down cheaper, won't. Why?
Yeah.
When everybody else is bringing it up.
Communism at its finest, or not communism?
Socialism at its finest.
No, capitalism at its finest.
Oh yes, capitalism.
Capitalism.
With a fucking. Well, it's a communism mentality, because communism doesn't want you to own anything, right? Socialism wants everybody to have the same shit, but the problem is you have the human element in there. That's why I always say these systems will never work, not because they're shitty systems, but because people are shitty. So there's always going to be somebody who's going to try to get one up on you because they can, right? There's sheep and wolf in this world, and it's just the way the fucking is. But either way, V Rising, I've played some with RPG about a couple weeks ago. Busy day for me, so I couldn't play much longer. He's played with Henry a lot more than he has with me. But it's an interesting game. Highly recommend it for you guys as well, especially if it's on sale. It's a good buy. And I've been playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I've also been playing, or I played Atomfall. This week has been a big weekend in releases. Thursday, we had AI Limit that dropped. Then and by the way, AI Limit, if you want a physical copy of that, the only place that I know of is Play Asia, where you can get a physical copy of AI Limit. Then we had Assassin's Creed. That was last week. Berserker Kazan came out on Thursday, and Atomfall also came out Thursday. And then a week before Thursday to the day, Assassin's Creed Shadow dropped. What's up, Noof? How you doing, bro? What's up, Angus? How are you doing, man? So in the last week, we've had Assassin's Creed Shadow, AI Limit, Berserker Kazan, and Atomfall. Big games that came out all within the week. So if you're out there complaining that there ain't shit to play, the problem is you, my guy. The problem is you. All 4 games are completely different from each other. All 4 games have different gaming mechanics. All 4 games have different aesthetics. All 4 games are just fucking completely different. I don't think there's literally anything in common with these fucking games, except that you can all play them on the PS5. You can play them all on the Xbox Series X, I believe, right? You can play all of them. Berserker Kazan is an exclusive, is it? No? Okay. But yeah, man, so there's a lot of gaming going on, and March ends tomorrow. So tomorrow's the last day of March. And we have so many more games coming out, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. The first topic of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, let's just knock this out the way. This is Nelson's favorite topic that we're going to talk and we're going to bust out right now, and that is Ubisoft, right? Fucking Ubisoft. If Ubisoft was a person, Nelson would impregnate him and fucking try to have quadruplets with him. That's how much Nelson fucking loves Ubisoft. Because there is a lot of technicalities. You guys know me. I fucking hate reading articles. I think that shit's fucking lame and gay. But because there is a lot of fucking ins and outs to this, I have a quick little article here by Game Rant that I'm gonna read real quick, and then we'll go around the table and kind of express our feelings, and we'll go over it. And we're gonna start with Nelson, who loves Ubisoft. So the title is here, Ubisoft forms new subsidiary for handling Assassin's Creed and more popular IPs. Ubisoft has spun out a new subsidiary backed by Chinese gaming giant Tencent, which will oversee a few of its top franchises, including Assassin's Creed. This change in operations at Ubisoft comes following a period of financial duress stemming from multiple commercially underwhelming releases. Despite Oh, Noof, we're on the PlayStation party chat, my guy. It's open. We don't have invites here. You hop in whenever the fuck you want to come, dude. Whenever you want to come. I mean, I occasionally do send invites out for people, so they don't forget about me. But bro, it's open. Whenever you want to hop in, feel free.
Yeah, it's BYOB.
Yeah,
I thought
exactly.
Noof was a Xbox guy. I think I'm.
He has an X.
something.
Well, I think he games primarily on Xbox, but he also plays on
I think he
PlayStation.
plays in-
He's been trying to set up a day to play VR with me for like 6 years. The fucking guy always backs out on me. Maybe I back out on him. Steam multiple. Despite owning some of the most successful long-running brands in gaming, ranging from Splinter Cell to Prince of Persia, which Nelson is playing right now, Ubisoft hasn't had the best of time on the business side of things, partly owing to rising development costs and disappointing returns from major game releases. In particular, the year 2024 was a difficult one for the French publisher, during which its marquee titles, namely Star Wars Outlaw, Skull and Bones, and
the
X
last
Defiant,
decade's been bad for them. If you really
couldn't
wanna
meet
know.
their respective sales expectations, leading to tanking shares and notable decline in revenue. Even though Ubisoft kicked off 2025 on a strong note with the well-received launch of the oft-delayed Assassin's Creed Shadows, it doesn't seem to have affected the company's plan to rearrange its portfolio and offload some of its IP to a spin-off entity. And we all knew this, right? We all knew Assassin's Creed wasn't going to save them, but we knew that Assassin's Creed had to do well. On March 27th, Ubisoft announced the formation of a brand new subsidiary which will inherit the license for Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six from its parent in exchange for a royalty paid out to the latter. The new venture, valued at $4 billion, is poised to see Tencent invest $1.6 billion for a 25% take in the subsidiary before the end of 2025. Interestingly, this update comes just a couple months after reports signal that Ubisoft Tencent arrangement was potentially in the works. Speaking about the move, Ubisoft co-founder and CEO Yves Guillemot said that it would contribute towards strengthening our balance sheet and creating the best conditions for the long-term success of the three franchises that are part of the deal. All right, we'll stop it there. We will stop it there. Let's just reread this one part real quick at the beginning. On March 27th, so a couple days ago, Ubisoft announced formation of a brand new subsidiary which will inherit the license for Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. So basically what Ubisoft here did is they created its own thing. Let's just call it a company. And in this company, they stuck in the IPs of Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. And in exchange for 25% investment, Tencent invested 1.16 billion euros, which is $1.25 billion. So do you guys understand what's happening here? Ubisoft is not selling anything. Ubisoft is not selling the whole company. Ubisoft is saying, hey, we're going to take these three games, these three IPs, we're going to stick them in this box, and Tencent is going to go ahead and give us $1.25 billion, and they're going to get 25% of whatever money the games in these box make. Now, what comes into play here is that when you're spending $1.25 billion on any fucking thing, you're going to have a say in shit, right?
Yeah,
So
that shit's gonna be made in China.
So that is going to be the argument that we're going to have here tonight. Nelson, let's start with you, right? So Nelson loves Ubisoft. Nelson, $1.25 billion that Tencent invested. Do you think this is good money well spent on Tencent's part?
Yeah, because now they can make all their shit in China and get rid of Ubisoft. They're gonna lay off a bunch of people. Watch.
Okay, so is this a good
Tons of
investment? So is this a good investment for Ubisoft, or is this a good investment for who do you think is going to come out better?
Tencent. Because they'll be able to make these games a lot cheaper, a lot better, and sell a lot more.
So do you think anything's going to change with the IP? Do you think they're going to be better? Do you think they're going to be worse? Come on, give me the whole thing
I
here.
think they'll be better, yeah. They'll be made in the East.
Okay.
I think they're going to get rid of a lot of the studios that are at Ubisoft, and they're
Well,
managing them in
How many employees does Ubisoft have?
almost 20K.
Do you think there will be any layoffs coming?
Yeah.
How many
5
do you think?
figures.
So you're saying anywhere between 1,000 to 10 to 20,000 people could potentially get like, or 1,000 to
Eventually,
9,000
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
RPG. What do you think of this whole
They should have done that
investment
years ago, honestly. But
by Tencent, and how do you think this is going to affect these IPs?
When it comes to the IPs, I think that there's going to be a decent change, but whether that's for the better or for the worse, that's yet to be seen. With it being Tencent and a China-based thing, it could be really good, or it could be a bunch of like, shovelware quality style gaming. But that is yet to be seen. As far as the layoffs, massive layoffs. If you guys had read the leaked email that the Ubisoft executives sent out to everybody after this deal was announced with Tencent and this investment, it read very corporately like, hey, we want you guys still to work. There's going to be some changes, but we want you to still work, and don't worry, your job is still here, but your job's not guaranteed. Is how I read it. Is how I interpreted it. These people, they don't want mass exit right now. These corporate people that are in charge of signing the paperwork for the deal and trying to do the long run. Right now, they just want to keep the people working, running the store until they decide on their numbers in the office how many people they can cut to keep the store still
they
running.
want to decide who to cut to. They don't want them to decide.
Exactly. They don't want people to just go, oh, well, my job's not secure, whether it be next week or 2 months from now or whatever. I know eventually my ass is going out the door, so why am I wasting my time? Plenty of other companies are looking for talent. I'm going to, update my resume while I'm sitting at my desk, and I'm getting the fuck out of here. And that's what they do not want, because that looks bad on the investment that Tencent made, which Tencent, wants that to happen. Because they want that investment to look bad on Ubisoft, because they're gaining more. Because they've gotten all this, all this money into Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and all this. And if they don't make their money, guess who's paying? Ubisoft.
Yes. So something that people may not realize, the biggest expense any company has is the employees, right? So I think Nelson and RPG are correct. I think that Tencent is kind of wants Ubisoft to fuck itself, which is not going to be hard because they've been fucking themselves for a long time.
And it's the same way that PlayStation looked at Bungie.
Yes.
It's the exact same way.
Similar. Yeah, exactly. Now, I have about 25 to 30 hours on Assassin's Creed Shadow, right? And my biggest and me and Henry, shout out to Henry, we've talked about this numerous times. The thing that I like about Ubisoft the most is their consistency. Ubisoft is one of the few publishers, I think the only publisher, that is releasing 3 to 5 video games per year like clockwork, right? But the problem with these games is that they are soulless. Now, I'm going to give you an example. As I've been playing Assassin's Creed Shadow for, close to 30 hours. I just moved into my second district, right? I haven't even unlocked the Guy Samurai. And already the game feels like a typical Assassin's Creed game. It's soulless. It's a lot of rinse and repeat. It's, huge open world with a million things to do. And they made that worse this time around because there is a thing that they do in the game where a lot of the game is having to find people. And in order to find these people, you need to send your scouts out. Well, the more you upgrade your home base, the more scouts you have. Right now, I'm at 5 scouts. So if I send 5 scouts out to investigate these areas, which is a circumference that they cover, and I don't hit the spot, then I am shit out of luck to the seasons change. In the game, seasons change. So summer to fall to winter, winter to spring. And I don't know how many gaming hours that takes to do. So therefore, I am stuck doing fucking side quests and collectibles and whatnot till I give my scouts refresh to send them back out to see if I can find these people that I got to do this mission to move the game along. So not only do they fill it up with bloat, but they also make it so that you only have X amount of chances to move the story along. And that's if you don't go out there and investigate everything your own fucking self. But by the time you do that, how much time have you eaten up? You know what I'm saying? So they, to me, took a step back. Another thing with this game, and I said this on my first impressions video that I put out a few days ago, which I highly recommend. It took me a few days of writing everything down. I sound very professional, and you guys know I'm not. But one of the things that I think has helped with the success of this game is the Japanese, what do you call that? They're doing it in Japan now. And I think that is pulling a lot of the game's weight. The combat is fun. I will admit that. The combat is fun. It's a slow burn for me because I'm doing a lot of different things, so I'm not upgrading as fast as I would like to. But I have 3 different types of weapons unlocked. I haven't really played with the guy yet. I've only been playing with the girl, and the girl feels like an assassin, right? Just like any of the assassins you played before. So I'm excited to see what the gameplay is like with the boy. But we all knew that this game wasn't going to save Assassin's Creed or save Ubisoft, but we all knew that Ubisoft needed a hit with this one. And we can tell that they've been taking advantage of that because, one, they've been super active on social media, right? People that have been talking shit about the game before the game even came out, during, and now after. They're snapping back, right? They're feeling comfortable with themselves. And also, they've been talking about player numbers. Not sales, but player numbers. Now, last week's podcast, we talked about how Assassin's Creed Shadow is not in Game Pass. It's not on PS Plus. So 3 million player count is probably going to be as close as the sales count is for the game, just because the game isn't out in any subscription service. So they needed that, and they're promoting the fuck out of it. And I think that they used, even though they've been talking with Tencent for a while about this deal, I think that this really helped them secure a little bit more money. Now, to me, this is a good thing. And the reason I told you guys all about the Assassin's Creed Shadow is to let you know that I think that's what's hurting Ubisoft the most, is their soulless fucking games. And the games that do have some soul in it, like Prince of Persia, aren't doing very well. So what is Tencent going to do? Are they going to fucking pull development over for these IPs over to them and they're going to knock it out? Are they going to fucking be micromanaging? We don't know. And that's going to be the interesting part about this whole fucking deal, is how much is Tencent... I can tell you
that the end of the next Assassin's Creed won't be two hours long in the credits.
Bro, it took 2 hours in the beginning just to fucking get going. And if the story was good, I wouldn't mind it. I love cutscenes. But this fucking game, it's literally a revenge story. That's what this fucking game's about. And it took 2 hours to fucking tell you that. But in the whole time, they don't give you any... Like, you don't care about these fucking characters. Like, I don't care about Noe. I don't fucking care about her. Like, there's nothing special about her. Nothing. Except that her father may be tied to the Illuminati. That's all we fucking know. But, RPG, you played the game. What do you think about fucking Assassin's Creed Shadow?
I played the game. I got up to where you unlock the second character, and it has a very, to me, not meaning the whole game, not to everybody else, but to me, the game has a very honeymoon stage. You play the first 5 to 10 hours, and you're in that honeymoon stage. After you get so far into the game, and I think you actually might have more hours than me somehow, but
that's probably why not many people have finished it, huh?
Yeah, and once you get to a certain point, you hit that Ubisoft formula where you're checking boxes. You're going to this point on the map, whether you're looking for it at the point of interest, when you're synchronizing or whatever. You just kind of hit like, oh, well, no, now I know what I'm going to do for the next 2 hours. I'm going to go be investigating who I need to kill and going through towns and talking to different people, getting little clues and hints, and then I'll finally, bullseye on that guy, and then I'll go down there and kill him. And the bosses in this game, like the hidden ones that would be in the old games, but the hidden ones are so freaking simple. And maybe that's where I need to bump up my difficulty, make them a little bit harder. But at normal difficulty, I expected them to be a little bit harder than what they are. And I don't know how many hidden ones you've beat, Will, but
About
they're
5 or 4,
they're just
something
not
like that.
difficult.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
We'll see. I have it right here, actually.
Well, it's a spam game. Spam, spam, spam,
Yeah,
spam, spam.
And the combat, I agree, is good, is decent. But when I was playing the game, I just kept thinking like how much better Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima is.
Oh my God, yes.
The combat. Now the graphics, Assassin's Creed right now, I mean, it's made in 2025.
No
versus
way.
what-
I disagree.
No, Assassin's Creed was made in 2025 versus what Ghost of Tsushima was made, back in 2018, 2019?
2021.
Oh, was it 2021?
Well,
Oh,
for
so,
the
I mean-
for the director's cut, which is the PS5 one.
So, let's say 2020. So, do they have a bump a little bit, a little bit better, ray tracing graphics and whatnot? Yes. But the atmosphere, when you're in Ghost, you felt like you were in Japan.
Yes.
More so than you did in Assassin's Creed Shadows.
And also,
Like,
let me show you this real
everything-
quick while RPGs brings that up. If you guys look at the screen right now, right, this is the map. And these are the regions in the map right here. So this is the region of Yashimiro is right through here. Then this is the other region that I'm in Izumi Setsu, right? But if you guys look closer, like for example, in Ghost of Tsushima, if I had to go from this point to this point, for example, I can just go on a straight fucking line, climb through mountains, climb through trees, blah, 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 and then get here. Assassin's
it is-
Creed Shadows
It's
does
very
not
stay on the road.
stay on the road. So if you're not on the fucking road, there is no way you can climb all over this shit. So this big open world right here that you see that's fucking huge, that's the biggest I've ever seen in an Assassin's Creed game, is really fucking pointless in all reality because you can only really take the roads. Yeah, you can offset a little bit. You might even get lucky, like right here, for example, you can maybe climb up this hill, but only in the right spot. If you go too far this way, too far that way, the game, you're going to trip up and you're going to slide down it. And it's just a
Yeah.
pain in the fucking ass.
There's the main road, then there's the median, and then there's the ditch. And you'll know once you hit the ditch.
Yes. Yeah, so I mean, and the reason I disagree with RPG is because not only, I mean, the game RPG is right. The graphics are gorgeous. The game is gorgeous. I'm not knocking it. It looks really fucking good. The animations are badass. I mean, it's a AAA, big budget, polished game. But when I compare it to Ghost of Tsushima, not only were the graphics good, but the art style was phenomenal. And this game just seems to focus a little bit. I can't put my finger on
and
it.
the combat wasn't just spam, 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 spam.
Exactly. I mean, you had to pick your stances. Once
I
you get so
actually,
far
you know
in the
what's
game.
funny? When Valhalla came out, I went and played Valhalla for a while, and then I came back to Ghost of Tsushima New Game Plus. I was getting my ass kicked by regular one-on-one dudes because I had to actually learn how to do a combat system.
Yes,
Instead of just pushing the
the
square.
wind or whatever.
I got my ass kicked.
Now, when you play Valhalla and you
You just
play
push square.
Shadows, yeah, you're just your monkey brain just you're hitting the buttons and you're
Hit the
killing
button.
people.
That's it.
But
when you're playing Ghost, if you make
You gotta pay
two or three
attention.
wrong moves, you're done.
and you know what? I like Valhalla more than this game. Even though
I
the
do
combat
too.
is more simpler, but I like the Viking shit. The Viking shit is doing to me what the Japanese setting is doing to most people. But not just that. The world really was open world in Valhalla. This isn't quite
they-
that.
They also didn't give you a 2-hour backstory about your parents in Valhalla.
No, it
they
was
gave
20
you-
minutes and you're done.
They gave you a quick 5 minutes, and now you're on an ice lake, and now you're shifting what is it, 10, 15 years from that time period, and you're going, oh, well, I recognize this guy. This guy killed killed whoever. Now I got to go out and I got to go kill this guy. And then you switch from one map to a completely separate map. So you have your own intro map. And then you go to a different map in Valhalla. This, I have not played enough of Shadows, but this seems like the entire game is just based right here in this first map that you unlock. Once you get past a certain point where you can go free roam.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, look, the game looks beautiful. The animations is fun, or they look great. The combat is fun, and I can't wait to get to the guy samurai so I can finally switch up my play style, because now that I've been playing this for 30 hours and I think I'm only like 10% into the game, dude. It's insane. I'm just want to mix it up, you know. The reason I've been playing Assassin's Creed Shadow is because it's just filling in the time. It's not because I'm hungering for it. It's not because I can't wait to play it. It's because I'm killing time, guys. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of games that released recently, but these games aren't games that I'm like dying to play. And they haven't been games that I'm dying to play. And the graphics look good. The game is polished. And sad to say, in today's world, that's becoming more and more rare. And that is why I'm involved with this game, because the game just works. But as soon as April comes around, which will be our next topic, is where I'll be switching gears if I don't beat this game by then. And the reason that I am excited for April is because we have a ton of games coming out. And we're going to go over these games that are coming out, because I don't think people really realize how big April was or is. A couple podcasts ago, we talked about how I felt that March was too stacked and some of the games should have released in early February. But April is even freaking worse, guys. Even freaking worse. So in April, we have... hold up. Where the fuck is my list? Here we go. All right. In April, we have... Damn, man. Why is my phone tripping?
Got one of use them T-Mobile phones, don't you?
No, I got a Samsung. I got a fucking Samsung here, man. It's just fucking fucking me up here.
You got one of those Obama phones.
I wish. I don't qualify.
You can bring a paycheck home.
Yeah, right. Literally, I brought a fucking paycheck home, and now fucking, oh, you made $2. That's more. You don't qualify.
Disqualified.
All right, so here we go, guys. Finally. So we have a whole bunch of small games coming, like Korea, Nif Nif, Elroy and the Aliens, Steel Hunters, The Last of Us is coming to PC, Part 2 Remastered. Roman Triumph is a survival city builder, which actually looks pretty dope, but that's only going to be on PC. Econ Beach, that's another PC game. The Renovator Origins, that one looks pretty dope as well. Then we have on Xbox only and PC, South of Midnight, which I'm interested in. Then we have for all three consoles, All in the Abyss, Judge the Fake. For all three consoles is Commandos Origins, which is a type of game I normally don't play, but it looks pretty dope, so I might check it out. Descenders Next comes out for Xbox and PC. For PS5, Xbox, PC, we have Monster Energy Supercross. Promised Mascot Agency, which is April 10th. I'm also looking forward to that. There's a demo on PlayStation right now. The Talos Principle Reawakened will be on PC, which is a dope puzzle game. Big Buck Hunter, for all you hunting fans. The Lost Record Bloom Rage Tape 2, which the first one came out on PlayStation Plus, which did terrible. Then getting to some of the big ones. We have Indiana Jones, The Great Circle, coming April 17th to PlayStation. We have Phantom Breaker, Battlegrounds Ultimate. Rusty Rabbit comes on PlayStation as well. There's a demo for that. We also have Expedition 33 dropping April 24th, Fatal Fury April 24th, and I'm just gonna read the big ones. Days Gone Remastered, which is my most anticipated game, April 25th. Badland Crew, Forza Horizon 5, MotoGP, Skin Deep. So that's April. May 2025, High on Life is finally making its way to Switch. The Midnight Walk, Doom: The Dark Ages, May 15th for everybody. Capcom Fighting Collection 2, Dune Awakening, Fantasy Life,
Jesus Christ.
Onimusha 2, Elden
Ooh,
Ring,
Onimusha.
Night Rain. Yeah, that's gonna be is that the PS2 one, Nelson? Onimusha
Yeah,
2?
that's the second one. That's the one with Jubei.
That's
Yeah,
the one that
it's
got
a
announced during the
remake.
PlayStation showcase or State of Play?
Yeah, it's just the port of the PS2 one though.
Oh, wait, so it's not a full remake; it's more of a remaster.
No, it's just I don't even know if
Yeah,
it's
it's just
I think it's a remaster.
It's just a remaster because they said HD and shit like that.
yeah,
When
so,
they say
it's pure remaster.
It'll just look a little better, that's all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Elden Ring, Night Rain, Lost Soul Aside, and Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, and that's all in May. June, we have Five Nights at Freddy. The list starts to get smaller. Death Stranding. In July, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 or 3 and 4. No Sleep for Konami Day. I don't know what that is. And then August starts to get even smaller because we don't have dates, but we have Metal Gear Solid, Shinobi, Art of Vengeance, which comes out a day after Metal Gear. September, Hell is Us, Terminator, and Borderlands.
And
So
then you got Hell is Us coming out in August, I believe.
September
September, is it? Okay.
September 6th, yeah. So there is a ton of games coming out that came out in February, March, April. We have the Horizon, the Xbox stuff that's coming over. And it's just going to be a full busy month. Now, a question for you guys in regards to all these game release. My question is, it's a theory, right? It's a conspiracy theory. Do you guys think that the first half of the year is so packed because everybody's scared of Grand Theft Auto?
No, I don't think it is.
Really?
I think the first half of the year is packed. Don't get me wrong there. But to put all that shit out there before GTA, which is going to land, supposedly at the end of this year, fall area. No, it's just there's a lot of shit. We seen the same thing back in, what was it, 2021, when a lot of shit dropped. Whether it was first party or third party, we seen a lot of shit. 2021, I believe, was a good year, if I'm correct. 2021, 2020 area, somewhere around that area. I think it's just a buildup. It's just like, we can't hold the waters back anymore. We're gonna have to dump, and if we don't dump, then we're gonna start losing money.
You want to get your stuff out before that.
What
date,
about you,
too.
Nelson?
Yeah. You want
You want to get your stuff out before October
Why? Why October?
because everything will die in its path.
Wasn't October that everything was going to die and go bad?
GTA.
Well, that was
You
the
don't wanna
question. That's what I literally
Okay.
started off with is, do you think that everybody's pushing their games out and the reason they're doing
Yeah.
so is to avoid Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, look at what this summer. You already got Death Stranding 2. You know another game that's coming out in August that you wouldn't think would be in August?
Okay, so real quick. RPG says no. RPG says it's just we got to get these games out. We have too many games. You are saying that
Yeah, they're trying to get them out before October.
okay, but that's not the question. The question is, are they doing it specifically for GTA or they're doing it like RPG said because there's just too many games?
Both. Because they got to get them all out before it's October.
See, I disagree with RPG and you. I think that they're pushing these games out just to avoid Grand Theft Auto. I think that's how big the impact is for Grand Theft Auto. Now, the reason I say that is because we've seen people like the CEO of Rockstar literally hold games, Strauss, during their meetings, hold games just because GTA 5 is coming out with a new fucking DLC or a new something that they're banking on it doing extremely well, and it does do extremely well. So they push shit to the side. And it's not like maybe smaller studios are putting it out no matter what because they're relying on the money to continue supporting themselves. where it's not like a big studio like Naughty Dog who can fucking put out shit whenever the fuck they feel like it because they got Sony fucking daddy there, you know, the golden child. So I think that GTA is doing more impact in the industry than more than just, well, we made all these games, we got to put them out. But that could just be a me thing.
We're gonna have to see when marketing starts strumming up here in April and May, as far as when GTA 6 marketing starts.
Yeah.
Because once that starts, we'll all understand how big a Leviathan that GTA 6 is gonna be.
Hey, you know what's funny? I've been watching Supernatural, and they're fighting the Leviathans.
And if that marketing starts, making massive earthquakes, yeah, this fear of GTA is going to be proven in that. But if
do you
marketing
think
comes out and it doesn't cause chaos from April to here to the end of the year in December, you're going to have to judge that. But I think the marketing itself is going to speak a lot, especially if they start marketing on, well, they're showing all the marketing on a PS5 or a PS5 Pro in their trailers.
Well, do you think anybody in the industry besides Rockstar knows when roughly Rockstar is going to release, like within a few weeks or even a month?
Sony.
Yes, I agree. Besides Sony,
do
you think any of the other big publishers like Ubisoft or fucking, do you think?
I think EA. I think maybe possibly Activision with their Call of Duty.
Okay.
It's these big yearly releases, like EA with their Madden, with their 2Ks. It's Activision with their Call of Duties. It's these even Fortnite, like with Epic. I believe some of them, is they don't know the exact date, they know roughly the exact month.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but I think Sony has, a red phone on the desk. They got a hotline straight to Rockstar going, hey, we're going to drop this on September 23rd.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. September 23rd, we're going to move our shit either 3 weeks before or 3 weeks after September 23rd. But I'm not saying that's when it's going to drop. I have no insiders, but I'm just using September 23rd as a set date.
Yeah. Well, also, PlayStation Pro is the console that Rockstar's going to use to showcase, Grand Theft Auto. So, absolutely, I think you're right about that.
If they don't have access to the PC port right now in the PC build, they're going to show the game on the best possible platform that they can show it on for advertisement sakes.
Well, do any of you guys know if they've, like GTA 5, did they show running off a PC when they're announcing the console version, or they've used?
I have no idea on that one.
Okay.
That one's, that's shit. That's what, 2013, 2012 area. That's a long goddamn time ago.
Okay. All right. Well, and Nelson, anything else you want to add to that, or we should move on?
No.
All right.
Just don't forget about Last Soul Aside.
Yep. No, Last Soul Aside is already a day one. The next thing we're going to talk about is the Nintendo Switch real quick. So Nintendo Switch, the showcase for that is April 2nd, which is this Wednesday coming up. I think it's at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or something like that. But the thing I want to talk about is the timing of it, because there's been some rumors and leaks out there that the Switch 2 release date is supposed to be in June or July, which is super interesting to me. It makes sense, right? They announced it, they release it a couple months later. But is it a good time, right? Is it a good time to release the Switch 2? The Switch 1, or Nintendo, just had a showcase a few days ago, and they announced some pretty big titles on there. Some titles that you thought they would have been saving for the Switch 2. But let's start with Nelson. Nelson, do you think that they will have a release date for the Switch 2 for the summer months that soon?
Yes, because I think pre-orders will start probably next week.
So you think it'll start immediately after the show or during the show?
Yes, within the week.
What about you, RPG? What do you think about that?
I agree with Nelson on this motive here. We've seen through Circana and through the MPDs and all that shit that the Switch sales are starting to dry up. After 7 years of being on the market, the numbers are starting to actually decrease instead of increase or stay steady. The numbers are decreasing. Why? Because everybody knows that a Switch successor is coming. And now that it's been announced, why the fuck am I going to go out to Walmart or wherever and buy a Switch 1 when Switch 2 is going to be here within the next 6 months? I'll just wait. I'll hold off. I've waited this goddamn long.
You mean no? They didn't wait. They're just waiting on their third Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, well, you also have new gamers coming up. You know, not everybody and their mother has given a Switch in their hands at 2 years of age. I mean, my kid didn't play his first Switch until he was like, what, 12 years? And that was 4 years ago. So they will, I believe that they are going to drop it sometime in summer, whether that's late June, late July area. But the numbers are actually starting to decrease. And being a Japanese studio and a Japanese company, they don't want to see those numbers decrease. They're going, shit, start pushing it. And we've heard about the manufacturing ramping up for the Switch 2 and, you know, them wanting to meet demand for the Switch 2 when it launches. There's a shit ton of Switch 2s out there in some Japanese warehouse somewhere that are
Some people already have the damn things.
Yeah. So they're going to ship it sometime this summer, I believe. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think that would be their best bet. Get this sumbitch out there from here, from summer all the way to Christmas. Make it available. Make it easy to purchase.
Yeah. Otherwise, if they do it during the holidays, you're never going to be able to satiate people.
Exactly.
I just think fucking summer is so weird. Like a console is never released in the summer.
Well, when does Nintendo normally drop? Do they drop November, same as PlayStation, Xbox?
A lot of them are November. Some of them are in spring, like April.
Yeah.
Okay. GameCube was in the spring, right?
November or April. I think the Switch one was like in April or March.
Yeah. So I mean, if they're gonna launch it, get it going, get it ready, and have it ready for, you know,
the holidays.
If you
got 25 million people trying to get a Switch over the holidays, you're not gonna be able to.
Yeah, get these scam bots. You know, these bots that are going out there and they're buying Switch 2s out the ass, and let's get that dialed down. You know, the first 2 months. You know, if they don't have protective measures in place. And then by the time that you get to Christmas time, you know, late November all the way through December, then you can start getting them in the stores and getting them in the hands and getting them sold and out the door.
Well, Nintendo did say that they were planning production to have enough for, I think it was like 20 million first year or something like that. So they're really banking on not leaving anybody who wants one left out. So
I really think that 20 million is successful as the Switch 1 has been for the last 7 years. I don't think that 20 million's enough.
I mean, there's never been a console in history that sold 20 million in a year. I mean, those are insane numbers. I mean, the most we've had in a year is what, 5 million? And that's PlayStation.
As low powered as the Switch 1 was when it came out, we don't really know guaranteed specs hardware wise. I mean, I'm sure there's some leak out there that talks about the Switch 2 specs, but we're going to see what this thing's capable of on the second at the showcase.
Yeah.
We're going to see what the games look like, what the games run like, what the games actually fucking are.
Well, you know, they're going to run a little bit better than the Switch 1. I mean, I don't think it's going to be mind-blowing. That's not Nintendo's bag. Nintendo's bag is the exclusivity and fucking, you know, Mario. That's their fucking thing.
I'm hoping graphically wise, somewhere around the base of a PS4.
Oh, you're going to be disappointed, bro.
I might be disappointed, but it's you know, graphics wise, as far as like the art style, yeah, it's going to be totally Nintendo.
Nintendo, I swear to God, they just up-res everything looks like a GameCube game, just up-res.
Yeah, I mean, me and Nelson were talking about that earlier, that Nintendo's the only one that can be like, you know, here's fucking Mario Kart 8, but for the Switch 2, and it's gonna be $70, and people will fucking pay for it. You know, like El Nini said, Nintendo gets a fucking pass. You know, the shit that we criticize all these fucking other, you know, game makers and console makers,
Yeah, could you
Nintendo
imagine
gets.
if PlayStation came out with a game with no fucking voiceover actors or no fucking motion caption or nothing like that?
No, El Nini's completely right on that because he's looking at it a different way. You know that Nintendo always gets a pass. They're null and void of all this other console stipulations. Well, because Xbox has done it, PlayStation now has to do it, or because PlayStation's doing this, PC has to do this. So you know, like, well, Nintendo's their own thing. Like, no, fucking Nintendo is Nintendo. They are another platform in the console area, in the console handheld area. They're still
Nintendo
competing.
Nintendo's the only one that can come into your house, fuck your bitch, make your kids call you daddy, and people say thank you. Like, I don't understand it. I mean, I've never been I've never been a Nintendo guy because I obviously started gaming with Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. Never owned the GameCube, never owned the Wii U. I have owned the GameCube or the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color. But that's it. You know, just Nintendo doesn't offer anything for me except for portability. And when the Steam Deck came out, they took that. Portal came out, they took that. So I don't know, man. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, the handheld market is definitely growing to the point where people that never done handheld want to get into it. You know, Xbox, for example, they're not doing it organically how they should, but they're trying to get in there somehow. And I just think Nintendo has that market so fucking locked down that it's insane. And plus, Mario IP. I mean, the movies have been
I mean,
successful.
other than the PSP, they've never had anybody really compete in that
No.
realm at all.
No, never.
No one's even gotten close. You think of the ones that tried to Game Gear, would they sell like 9 million?
Oh
Vita,
yeah,
like 13. Like those are like their closest competition right there. Believe it or not.
Oh, I mean, as far as the Xbox doing its handheld organically, it remind you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but has Xbox done anything
organically. The Xbox One.
Since the Xbox One.
Nope.
Since the Series X.
They've never even created. They never even created
One
an IP organically that was successful.
Let's throw it all the way back to the Xbox 360. I mean, that was a lifelong generation of Red Ring of Death up till the last iteration of the 360.
You know, I don't even want to go hard on Xbox for that specific reason because look, shit can happen, right? And that's only their second console, so I don't want to say I give them a pass.
Because they rushed that out because their whole thing was to beat PlayStation to market.
Well, that's the reason.
So they didn't test none of that shit. They just threw that bitch out there.
Remember, that was the same reason that old boy quit. When he was working with, trying to get Halo 2 out, I think, or 3 out, where he was like, if you guys don't give Bungie a year, I'll quit. And he ended up quitting 6 months. Ed Freeze. I mean, Ed Freeze has been talking about this since he was working there. That Xbox is just, they're in it for the wrong reasons, and because of that, they have failed, and their most successful fucking console generation of 360 was almost a huge failure.
There is too much Microsoft in Xbox.
Yes.
Xbox, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot who said that first, but yeah.
If they would fix that problem, because the problem all started when Xbox stopped asking Microsoft to come to the table, and Microsoft started asking Xbox to come to the table. Microsoft's running the shit. They've always ran the shit, but they didn't always have the full rule. Once the end of the 360 happened and the Xbox One with the TV, we knew who was sitting at whose table. Xbox, Microsoft was running the show from there on out.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. This is going to be something we talk about anyways. Xbox and Steam. Now, this shit hasn't been confirmed. This is just people fucking going with a rumor that they heard from their fucking mama because they love Xbox so much. And by the way, if anybody's listening to this, I don't fucking hate Xbox. I don't. I want Xbox to succeed. I actually want them to do really fucking well because they're the only ones that can keep PlayStation in check. Nintendo ain't going to do that.
hold PlayStation's feet to the fire, but I mean,
Yes.
if you're not going to be there to hold PlayStation's feet to the fire, then get the fuck out of the kitchen.
Get
Stop fucking up the meals for everybody else.
well, RPG. Does the Xbox Steam marriage even works? Let's start with that. Do you think
No.
they can be successful at that?
Money wise, as far as them getting,
No,
money
success.
through
Success.
success
Money, they're gonna get money.
for Xbox,
Yes.
I think it
No, they're not.
is no, I think it is basically all but taking a knife to the throat.
And also, for people that don't understand the mathematics in this, real quick, Xbox is talking about putting Steam as an app on their console. Well, what happens then is
Everyone just
Steam-
uses fucking Steam.
is a storefront. Steam doesn't make games. They've had before, right? Valve.
Yeah, used to. Yeah,
But-
with Half-Life and all that.
Yeah, they've made a couple games, but that's not what they do. Steam is basically a Target or a Walmart or something like that. So if you make a game, you talk to Walmart, hey, can you sell my shit? That's what they do with Steam. Hey, sell my shit. Steam will say, fuck yeah, we'll take ownership of everything and we'll give you this amount of money. And you as a game maker say, okay, because they're the biggest in the fucking world. Nobody can compete with Steam. So them putting Steam on a fucking Xbox, right? Which is cool in theory because there's, if they do it in the way where you can play Steam games like
Mom.
PC games on an Xbox,
Where the hell
I
are
think
you?
that's a cool feature, right? But if you are buying a game, are you going to buy it from Xbox Store or Steam Store where you can play it on your Xbox and your PC and your handheld and all that? So Xbox is literally losing 30% from their first party games by doing this. Am I misspent here, guys? Or am I misspeaking or am I getting something fucked up?
Real question here is, and no, you're not wrong. I'm in full support of that. My question is, if you're a hardcore gamer, or even really kind of a little bit above a casual gamer, and you're faced with the option: should I build a PC? Should I buy a PC? Whether it be $1,000 PC or an $1,800, $2,000 PC, or I buy an $800, $900 Xbox, or Xbox Steam box hybrid, whatever the hell the thing is, and I want to have the best gaming experience I can have for my money. If you're asking me, I'm just gonna buy a PC. I'm just gonna build a PC.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. And that's not just because I'm gonna have access to, older PlayStation games after, 14 months or, 3 years, 4 years. I'm gonna have access to Xbox games. Oh, and I'm also gonna have access to Steam games. If I'm gonna spend that type of money, I'd rather spend that little bit extra to have something better than I can go to the store
Hey, what's up, C Fresh? And you're absolutely
and
right, bro.
I could buy for off the shelf.
Yes, I agree. I mean, fuck. I even thought about PC as much as I fucking hate it, even with just the bullshit PlayStation has been pulling. That people like Nelson so fucking defend, but I'm still not there yet. And I don't know. I mean, Xbox gamers are already in that thinking, right? PC, that's where we're gonna go. They just are giving up on the console, or not the Xbox console, but they're just giving up on console, right? They dislike PlayStation so much that they rather just go PC and call it a fucking day. It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Oh, I didn't know you could refill your scouts. Why didn't you tell me this, RPG? Fuck.
I didn't
But yeah,
play enough of that shit.
it's gonna be interesting to see. But once again, like Henry said, Xbox hasn't said anything. The gamers are the ones talking about this shit. So once again, with the Xbox handheld that it got manifested by the journalist, is this something that Phil's gonna be like, you know what, this makes a lot of fucking sense, or Satya makes a lot of fucking sense. Let's go ahead and ruin ourselves even more. We will see, right? Because we know that Xbox has fucking used some of these rumors that people started out of nowhere and they've manifested it. So we will see. Anything else you guys want to talk about Xbox or Steam and Xbox or whatever the fuck else?
No goddamn sense. It's
Yeah.
gonna cost a fortune too,
Oh yeah, big fortune. I
and,
mean,
and the battery's gonna be shit. You're better off just getting a Steam OS, one that would cost less and be more efficient.
Yes.
It really doesn't make any sense.
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
I said, I would rather just build or buy a PC versus buy this Xbox hybrid thing. I'm gonna get more bang for my buck in the end, and
Yeah.
have the choice to upgrade it. Well, whether I put a new GPU in it or I put a new CPU in it or whatever. I have the ability to update it, unlike a stagnant box like Xbox Steam hybrid thing.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with everything you guys are saying, man. Look, I just want Xbox. It's the same problem that I have with Ubisoft. They're just creatively bankrupt and they just don't know how to really be in the video game industry, even though they've been doing this for 20 plus years. Like it's blowing my fucking mind, man. Like how many hits do you have to take for you to do better? And I've said this numerous times before on the podcast. It's like this year is the year that Xbox should have been taking advantage of their exclusives. But they just couldn't hold out one more fucking year, and now the games that would have propelled them are now everywhere. It's like they gave up.
Their platform's dead, and they spent way too much money, and they have way too much overhead now.
They did,
it
but
is what it is.
fuck, they've been losing money for how long? And now enough is
That's
enough now?
true.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing? But anyways, let's move on to our next topic, which is Netflix. Netflix, which I don't fucking watch, but I'm gonna read a little bit of this article as well, because Netflix president of games suggests kids aren't interested in new game consoles. Now, is this coming from him because obviously they're mobile and they want people to be mobile and play mobile and all that shit, or does he for real have a good
They want you to
or,
play mobile.
or is this or is this him for real having a good thought? It says here the Netflix president of games, Elaine Tascan, has suggested that kids aren't interested in the future of video game consoles. The interesting claim comes alongside the Netflix head sharing praise for the Nintendo Wii. The console wars have raged on for as long as there's been more than one game console to potentially purchase. Exclusive games, graphically capabilities, and profitability have all played a role in choosing the right game console. But as the years have progressed, gaming has become more accessible without needing to own a console for the generations that grew up with games on practically every device. Consoles may not play a big role anymore. At least that's what Netflix president of games Elaine Tascan suggests. In a recent talk with Game Business, Tascan has asked if Netflix would consider making console-style games. In response, Tascan noted that Netflix was looking at the future of gaming as being platform agnostic. He went on to note that he's not sure that the younger generation of gamers actually care about new consoles, indicating doubt that 8-year-olds and 10-year-olds are dreaming of having a PlayStation 6 someday. He stated that the younger generation is interested in interacting with digital screens wherever they go. The older models of console gaming, he says, could be a restraint. Now I'm gonna leave it at that. And before I pass it on to you guys, I just had this experience the last couple of days with my son. So my son got a Nintendo Switch in 2020. Absolutely loved it. He gamed hardcore on that thing for about 2 years. Because 2 years later, I got him a Series S for Christmas. And the main reason I got him a Series S was for the Xbox platform. Meaning, because I'm a single parent, I do split parenting. He spends half the time with his mom, half the time with me. His mom hasn't bought him a console, so the idea was he can take a tablet, he can take one of the controllers here from his Xbox, do stream off a Game Pass game, and he can play it over at his mom's house. Right, that was the idea. So Game Pass seemed something that was that would fit that mold. 2 weeks ago, my son started playing more on the PS5, which, mind you, he just turned 9 years old. So he is in the demographics that old Netflix CEO is talking about. My son started playing on the PlayStation 5, even though he had my PlayStation 5 since the Pro came out. but he just started playing on it. And I said, what made you want to switch over to the PlayStation 5 versus the Xbox? And mind you, my son knows about the console wars. He's not a console war person, but he will shoot me a couple jabs here and there, just for the fun of it. He said, well, Dad, Minecraft is supposed to be coming out with a new update where the graphics look better. So I'm just going to start playing here so I get used to the controls. I said, okay. Just yesterday, I asked him, hey, how come you haven't turned on your Xbox at all? I know you play Minecraft, but you play other games too. He's like, you know what? I'm starting to really get used to the controls, and the controls are better than the Xbox controller. Okay. What else? Well, I've also noticed that from my Xbox Series S to the PlayStation, the game is smoother, it runs better, and the graphics are a little bit better, even though it doesn't have the update. So I'm just sitting here listening to what he's saying, and I ask him, like, well, if there's a new console, like a PS6 or a new Xbox that's going to run Minecraft better, would you be interested in that? He said, yes, I would. So just with the experience of my son, mind you, he's 9 years old. What this guy is saying is completely fucking false. Now, let's also take the other side of this, because I just told you guys that my son spends half the time with his mom, right? What does he do when he's at his mom? He plays Roblox on his fucking phone. So he's doing both. But when he's here and he has a console available,
if you have the option, yeah. Like my sons,
Yes.
they play Switch on the road. When they come home, they play PlayStation, and they fight over who gets the Pro.
Yes, absolutely. So what this guy is saying, I think he's right and wrong, right? Because I think he's right in the way that
You'll
kids,
consume it anywhere, but you're going to have a preference.
Yes. And the people that are his...
If my kids could take their PlayStation in their fucking hand, they wouldn't give a shit about the Switch at all, but that's not it's not a reality.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that all kids are like my kid, right? Because that's not true. But like
all kids grow up.
All kids grow up. And where's the majority of the money being spent right now? You know what I mean? Yes, mobile, of course, because non-gamers are gaming on mobile, right? They're playing the fucking Candy Crushers and whatnot. But when you're talking about the hardcore gamer who's buying the $70 games, who's subscribing to Game Pass or PS Plus, you're talking about us. And who are these kids learning from? From mommy and daddy. Us. RPG, what do you think? Because RPG, your son is older, right? Your son is a teenager. Where's he with his gaming life? Like, what does he like? Where does he game? What does he prefer? Help us out with the teenage side of things.
When he's away from his gaming console, is he playing on his phone? Is he playing, digital games on his phone, mobile games on his phone? Yeah, he is. Whether he's at work, whether he's at school, whether he's at his mom's and, the other siblings are taking up the gaming consoles. Yeah, he's playing on his phone. But when he gets the chance, the phone's going to the side. The console is where he's wanting to play. Whether it's going to be a console, whether it's going to be a PC, he's always going to opt for the better option. Whether it's better games, better graphics, better experience, whatever. That's what he's going to pick. Versus the gaming on a 6-7 inch screen on some piddly ass mobile screen. He knows that is the filler, but not the main. And so he's not going to have that Madden experience, that Fortnite experience on his phone. Yeah, you can play Fortnite on your phone, but is Fortnite on your phone really comparable to Fortnite on the console?
No way.
It's no different than when I was a kid. When I had a PS1 at home and shit like that, I would play Game Boy in the car because
the school bus.
I'm not gonna. It was a low point of entry or access, and I have a couple cheap games, and it was nothing compared to my PlayStation, but it was portable and the fucking batteries.
And you were playing Pokemon. You were playing Pokemon on your way
and
to school
Tetris.
Or
That's about it.
Yeah.
All my real money went to my PlayStation. I just had to have just enough to do in the car.
This Netflix guy, I see it as corpo speak. He's just wanting to protect his ass.
Yeah.
He's wanting to go, oh, I'm going to go poo-poo on these things because I want these things to start going down and suffering and getting the bad look on them. That way...
It reminds me of these guys that are like, oh, kids play on a tablet more than like a console or a PC or something. I'm like, sure, but then they turn 6.
Yes.
These
Real
You know what I
quick,
kids
mean?
play.
Like,
real
These
quick.
gay.
We got an
my kids
influx
don't
of
even look at a
people.
tablet no
Hold
more.
up, Nelson. We got an influx of people. We now have 14 viewers. If you can please hit the like button, I would
World
appreciate
record.
it. Share this podcast out to all your friends and shit. It's getting good. Sorry to cut you guys off. Dude, Nelson, you hit it on the spot, dude. When I was a kid, I played on my Nintendo 64. When I wasn't at home, I played on my fucking Game Boy. But I couldn't wait to play on my
I
fucking
had 2 or 3
64.
games for my Game Boy, and I had fucking 40 for my PlayStation, though.
And not just that, the comfortability, dude. Like, my son has a gaming chair. I have a gaming chair. I can sit back in my gaming chair, relax my back. I can have my controllers. I got the fucking armrest. I don't have to fucking hold nothing up. And I'm comfortable enjoying on a bigger screen with a controller in my hand that feels more comfortable to me. I don't have to look at a little ass screen trying to make out the details. None of that bullshit.
Gotta
My
squint to see what the fuck's going
my
on.
son is doing the same exact way. Now, I went to Florida last year, a 20 fucking hour car ride there, 20-hour car ride back. And that's when I played my Switch. That's when I played my fucking Portal. That's when I played my fucking Steam Deck. I don't think anything changes in the generations that proved that. Sorry to cut you guys off. Anything else you guys were saying about that shit?
But yeah, why did you do that when you played your Switch or your Steam Deck or whatever? Did you have the
Because you were
option to
trapped in
No,
the
pull?
because
car. Yeah,
yeah, I
exactly.
was
Because
trapped
Did
in
you
the
were
you have
trapped in
the
car.
the car.
option to pull a 55-inch screen TV
Oh
out,
fuck
put
yeah,
it up in front of you, and
fuck
then
yeah.
pull a console right there in the seat next to you, and have 1G internet right there next to you,
So
and
check
be able
this
to
out.
play this?
If I could hook up my PlayStation, if I have no TV, if I could hook up my PlayStation to my phone and just use that screen a game, I would rather do that than play a fucking phone a game that's native to the phone. As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, if I can only stream a game and not play a game that's native to the PS5, I would much rather do that than play a game that's native to the fucking phone. Even if I can Bluetooth my controller, all that shit. It's just, it doesn't fit for me.
And I think that's where a big thing like with the PlayStation Portal comes into effect. You know that you're dragging all your games from your console and you're putting them on that mobile screen, but you're still having all your console games on there. So I think that is a better option than this cell phone Google Play horseshittery or this Apple Play horseshittery that they got
Dude, you just
on the
remind me
mobile.
of something. You know who Netflix mobile gaming impresses? When we just got in the car to go on this Florida trip, we passed Chicago and we stopped at a pit stop while my sister took the girls to the bathroom. And I was chilling there talking to my brother-in-law, and I pull out my phone and I actually go to Netflix to pick a movie. But the first thing that happens when you put Netflix on your phone is the games pop up first.
Hmm.
I saw Grand Theft Auto, I think it was San Andreas on there. I'm like, oh shit, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. My brother-in-law heard that. He's like, they got Grand Theft Auto on Netflix, and I'm showing him, explaining to him. He played. He played for about 20 minutes on his phone, and then he put it away. That's who's gonna be playing shit like that. That's who's gonna be interested in shit like that. Me, I didn't give a fuck that it was Grand Theft Auto on the phone because I was just like, I'll wait till I get back from vacation and play it at home on my TV. I'll just watch a
Hmm.
fucking movie. And I think those are the people that they want to target. But the problem with that is, I don't think anybody's gonna sign up to Netflix just to fucking play a game. Because if you're gonna do that, you might as well invest in a fucking console and a TV. And hey, guess what? You can just get Netflix on there as well. You know what I mean? Like on my PlayStation, I do everything from watch Netflix to HBO to fucking Prime, whatever. Play games, I do it all from the PlayStation. I think that is the most ideal way for gamers. But
Well,
any
I mean, with that, I mean, you got to look at how many people signed up for Game Pass through the Amazon Fire Stick because it's the same basic
5,
principle.
7.
wait, what was the question?
When with the with GTA San or what was it Vice City or San
San
Andreas
Andreas, yeah,
through the Netflix app, it's the same basic concept of getting Game Pass on your Amazon Fire Stick and playing the games through the cloud.
yeah.
It's just not the same as a console or a PC. You're gonna notice the difference, whether it be lag, whether it be graphics, or
Yeah.
whatever. So it's not. If you have a shitty experience through cloud, even once or twice, that first impressions are everything, and it's going to kill any future time that you're gonna go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try out that cloud thing again. Whether it be next year or next week or 5 years from now, you're gonna remember, oh, that first one or two times I tried cloud out, it was dog shit,
Yeah.
and you're gonna be hypersensitive to any time that cloud skips a beat, whether it be 2, 3, 4 years from now.
Yeah. Oh, I agree, man. You hit it on the nail. I agree, man. I just don't think, like you said, RPG, he's just covering his ass, the Netflix CEO. I mean, I think he's, wishful thinking, right? He wants it to be like that because it works out for him. I can't blame him for that. But super interesting that he said that. I mean, look, gaming. I have a video coming out tomorrow, and for you guys that hear, I'll give you a sneak peek of what it is. I'm basically showing you guys my Game Informer kind of mini collection that I have here because Game Informer is coming back after being out for I think it was like 6 months or so. And one of the things that I say on there is talking about journalists and why I like Game Informer because I feel like they're not really biased. They go out there, they do the interviews, they ask questions, right? The shit that we want to know about, and I'm excited for their return.
I
And
used to like them a lot more than I do now, but they are located near me, and I used to listen to a show locally that had Andrew Reiner as one of the
oh, nice.
people, and I had Game Informer since late '93, so
Yeah. Well,
that's a long time.
the one thing that
Longer
I
than probably half the people listening to the show.
oh, absolutely. And the one thing that I said, the reason I brought that up is because what I said in the video is that why do we have such low level quality of journalists when video game industry is bigger than music, it's bigger than movies, it's bigger than the NFL, MLB, it's bigger than all this shit, and a lot of the times combined, guys. That's how much money these fucking people are making. So why the fuck do we have such low quality level of fucking journalism in this video
You
game
can't sell
industry?
magazines anymore, and everything's off of clicks for advertisement. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
No, I get that, but I mean, we can go
That's
online
why.
and read this shit. Like we don't need print per se, but just
A
journalists
good article's
themselves.
not going to get you clicks. You got to get controversy and
Yeah.
bullshit. That's what it is. I just told
Then you're not good.
Doesn't sell.
Then you're not good at what you do.
not meant to
because-
be good. It's about making money.
That is being good. Making money is being good because there's lots of ways of doing something where you can attract controversy, you can attract fucking asking the right questions and having discussions, but also giving the right information. I just don't think that it's either or. I think you can bring both. It can be gray. It doesn't have to be black or white, but that's besides the point.
But what's the easier path?
Yeah. One's a lot easier than
Because
Yeah, true.
That's the human thing is we're always going to take the easier path to success. And if being negative and being controversial and making up bullshit is easier than researching and understanding what the fuck we're talking about, then we're always going to choose to lie and obfuscate, especially when it comes to money in my pocket or access to certain things that ultimately end with money in my pocket.
Yeah,
Are
true.
you going to work twice as hard for the same amount, or are you going to work half-assed and still get the same amount at the end of the day?
Yeah,
You're gonna
very,
work,
very
you're
true.
gonna work half-assed. You're gonna work half-assed, and you're going to go that route. And that's what these journals, like the majority. I won't say all journalists, but
Yeah, I'll say all.
some
Fuck
of
'em.
some of the major names that we see out there that are spreading this horse shittery are taking the easy route. And if they have a problem with me saying that, then that's on them. If the shoe fits, then fucking lace that bitch up. But that is where they're at. They're going to shortcut for the
Do you
biggest
have Grim
profit.
Creeper on your PSN?
No, I told him to add me. Will 777JP.
Dude,
Yeah, I agree
what?
with you, RPG. I don't know. I haven't. He added me on Xbox though. On Xbox. Last topic of the evening, gentlemen. Last topic of the evening, and I want to do a bonus topic that Nelson doesn't even know about. The last topic of the evening is we have The Last of Us Part 2 TV show coming out, and Nelson, I didn't tell you about this, but actually I did send you the article, Zelda. Last of Us Part 2 coming out, season 2. Last of Us Part 2. No, Last of Us season 2 is coming out in a couple weeks. I'm actually looking forward to it. I want to see how it is. I'm not the type where I'm like, this has to be exactly like the game or nothing like that, but I want them to do a good job. I want them to, the characters have to be like the game and shit like that. Remember, guys, we're playing these games for 10, 15, 20, 30 hours plus. So our relationship with the games or with the characters are way different than somebody who watches fucking movies and maybe gets a total of 30 minutes of screen time with a specific character out of a 2 hour long movie. You know what I mean? And on top of that, you're involved in some of the decision making. But I'm looking forward to it. But another thing that's also coming soon, not this year soon and not next year soon, but we have a Zelda trilogy that Movie Insider said they're going to start filming in 2020, I think at the end of this year or next year, out in New Zealand. And they're doing 3 movies that are gonna be out within 6 years. Let me make sure I got my dates right here. Legends will be released worldwide on March 26, 2027. Yeah, so they're gonna start filming in 2025 in New Zealand, where other high-profile films such as Lord of the Rings trilogy were developed. Anyways, the question to you guys is, we've seen video game movies and TV shows been successful, right? Specifically Sonic, Mario, Last of Us, and I mean even Mortal Kombat, the one that came out during the
Fallout.
pandemic,
Fallout.
Fallout, have
The
all
only
been
Fallout I
successful.
like, the TV show.
Do you guys think that the video game movie era, video game TV show is actually cemented, and now that these movie makers and TV show makers are actually
We'll see if
ready?
they do a good job with it, because I dreamed of this as a kid. Well, I always wanted the shit, but they ended up not being so good.
So who should
I
play
think,
Link? Who should play
Did you ever
Link?
see Double Dragon? Woo! That was bad.
Double Dragon? No, I never seen it.
Oh my god, that movie was awful.
That made
Mortal
me-
Kombat Annihilation.
I love
what's
Mortal
another
Kombat
good one?
Annihilation.
No,
That's a
you
cult
don't.
classic.
Nobody
Yeah, I
does.
do. I love
No,
it.
you like the first one. You liar. Nobody
I
likes
mean,
the
you
second
you
one.
gotta look at like Dragon Ball Evolution, made off.
Oh my god!
Yeah, horrible shit. Horrible
Hey,
shit.
Snow White just beat that for the worst movie ever, though.
Oh yeah,
Finally been dethroned.
I've heard horrible things about that movie, but I do think that the video game movie adaptation is gotten better in the last 5 years. I think that they have seen like, hey, we can't half-ass this shit. We're gonna actually have to put some.
We're
effort.
getting more good than bad.
Yeah,
which
we are.
There was nothing but bad before. I swear to God, because I always wanted shows on IPs of shit that I like, but they all ended up awful. Street Fighter, my God.
Well, I think they know that if they do half-ass like they've been doing it, they're not going to make the money. But if they do good, it could be extremely, extremely successful. So I think that's where their head is at right now, which I'm cool with. If you're going to do it fucking right, man. Because look, video game guys like us, let's be real, we're the ones that fucking move the entertainment economy, man. No, you can argue that shit all you want, but we're the ones spending the fucking money on the games, which is the biggest in the fucking
I'm
entertainment.
bringing in Grim Creeper.
Hey, what up, Grim Creeper? You here, bro?
He's probably gonna have to be able to share his voice to.
Oh yeah, Nelson.
Oh yeah.
So you gotta check that mark.
Hello?
You gotta check that.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
No, he's
there
good.
he is.
What up, Grim? How you doing, bro?
I'm good.
Hey, welcome to the show, bro. Well, tell us. We got Grim. Let's get a little bit of his gaming history so he can share with y'all and us what he likes, what he's been playing, all that shit. So, Grim, first off, I want to say welcome, bro. This podcast is always open, so if you ever want to hop in, just let us know. Shoot us a DM. But bro, let the people know how you started playing video games. What console? What was your first one?
PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2. Did you come into
Yeah.
gaming early, or you just super young?
I was super young when I first played it. My first game I used to play was God of War, Hitman, Ratchet Clank, etc.
Player. And then from the PS2, you went to PS3 or you went over somewhere else?
I went to like 360 when I started playing a bunch of other games, but I think the 360 was fine to me. I didn't have any problems with it. Then
No,
I went
it
to
was-
Xbox One,
It was a great console.
Never say that.
and I
Did go through at least
really
three
like
of
it,
them.
though. If I had to be honest with you, I think the Xbox One was like weird.
Yeah,
But
it was.
it's a misunderstood console. I don't think it's like a horrible console. I think it's just people, uh, like on social media, everyone makes it look bad, but it really isn't. But for me, it wasn't. I don't know. It was weird. When you first start the console, you need internet, and I thought that was weird because I don't think the 360 even needed internet when you first put it on, and now the Xbox One's forcing you to do that. Controllers were kind of weird. They don't feel right. That's why I think that it's sort of, I don't know, like the whole thing was weird. Then I move on to the PlayStation 5 and PS4, and I don't know, I prefer that console way more.
What do you play on
Well,
now? What console?
Oh, honestly, I'm on PlayStation 5. I just play a bunch of games. I don't
yeah.
even know, I have too much.
So when you went from PS3, so you're saying you went from PS2 to PS3, or I'm sorry, PS2 to Xbox 360, then from
Yeah,
360 Xbox One, and then Xbox One to PS5.
yeah,
Okay, so because we have, you may know them, like you know Jez. Do you know Jez?
no.
Well, Jez has a big podcast on YouTube, and he's a friend of the channel. And Jez used to be a big Xbox guy, but it wasn't until what was it, Nelson, the Xbox One when he left too?
Yeah, halfway through the gen when most people left.
Yeah, same thing with Salty. I don't know if you know Salty. The point is same thing with a lot of guys, right? They did the route that you took, kind of PS2, then they went to the 360 over to the Xbox One, and once they got to the Xbox One, they left. And the biggest thing they say, of course, which is the reason we all play on PS5 for the most part, is games. It just felt like they were
Right.
too involved with the whole TV thing. They want to use your console as a multimedia kind of deal instead of just straight up gaming and then adding the multimedia shit. And they
Thing
lost a
about
lot
it
of
is the
gamers.
Xbox Ones didn't start off bad. The first 2 years weren't bad. After that, though, it was a wrap.
I mean,
Yeah,
You know,
and
personally, there
the
was a,
Xbox console wasn't really that bad of a console. I mean, I had mine for 8 years, and it was
no, there was
nearing
a,
the end of it was nearing the
sorry,
end of its life at the 8 year mark. But I mean, I bought that day one, year one with the Xbox One, and it still championed all the way up to the Series X.
I
Grim,
was
go
trying to
ahead.
say that one of my classmates, he told me that at the time when the Xbox PS4 came out, he said, "Hey, yo, bro, what console you gonna get? You're gonna get the Xbox One, PlayStation 4." I said Xbox One. They both laughed at me, and I was like, I was confused. Like, what do you mean? Like, Xbox, don't get Xbox. He's like, don't get it, dude, because like Xbox One, why would anyone want that if they have nothing? Microsoft has nothing. They haven't made anything since 2001. I don't know why people still continue to buy those consoles. Don't tell me you're gonna get one, because if you do, then that's too bad for you. I always go on PlayStation or PC. Don't get an Xbox. They have nothing. And I
Yeah,
was like, well, he was right, because I mean, they really don't. And look,
yeah.
they're just releasing Indiana Jones on PS5. It was weird for me because I was thinking, why would they release it? I thought that was an
They
Xbox
bought all
exclusive.
those damn studios to
So all those
finally have
studios were
something.
for nothing. So buying all those studios didn't do shit. Like, so what is
Eighty
the
No.
point of buying Bethesda, buying Activision, Infinity War, if they're not even going to do anything with those games? What's the point?
80 billion dollar gamble right there.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I
they
don't know. I
bought
feel like
it
the
to.
Xbox is becoming like a joke at this point, and that's why I kind of lost faith in them.
Yeah, a lot of people did, man. A lot of people did. And like I said earlier, it's not that I want Xbox to fail, it's that I want them to do better. And just everything that all the decisions they're making, it's not about making them better. And it just leads them to being worse. And it's very unfortunate because we've all experienced the 360 era. I never owned a 360, but I lived during that era. And that's everybody and anybody we're talking about was the 360, Halo. You know what I'm saying? Like there was just so much
Yeah.
going on. Now they
I
don't
think
have.
the OG Xbox is really underrated myself.
Yep.
Wait, what do you mean underrated? What are you trying to say?
I mean, it had a lot of really good games for only having a 4-year lifespan.
Oh, yeah. No, but the 360 brought Gears of War. I think also Gears of War. I love the Gears of War games, but it's like a lot of people were batching on the latest Gears of War game, where Gears 5. I think I saw a video of this man. He was talking about, he got so much views. I don't know if you guys heard about this video, but he says that supposedly gaming in this day and age is becoming so like gay. And he got so million views, but he got a lot of hate from that video because a lot of people were saying like, "What do you mean? Like, are you saying like old games are like shit now?" He's like, "Yeah, old games are shit now." Honestly, I blame Microsoft, I blame Sony for pushing all these games are so like whack now. And I was thinking like, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean I
There's
don't
a
want to
lot of
say
So
Western
all
stuff.
games.
his name was Andy Pants Gaming. He supposedly he made a video about it, and he basically explains what made video games so like mediocre nowadays. Like what happened to the gaming that we had during the PS2, Xbox era, 360 era, PS3 era, and all of a sudden now games are becoming different. Like they're just becoming too like
A lot of people are getting into gaming because they want a virtue signal, not because they want to create games.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the creativity has really taken a dip, in the last couple generations, and I think that's the biggest thing that's impacting these things. And now you add on all the virtue signaling and the political shit, and the
Well,
culture
that's why a
war.
lot of people are in it. They don't really care about gaming.
Yeah,
That's why they're there.
same thing with the journalists we were talking about earlier. Like you have some dudes
It's
who can
like
even
journalists. That's why journalists are so bad. They're just looking for what is it called? Like a way to
a
get
way in.
into a way in. Exactly. That's what gaming is. They want to write movies. They just want to get
They're
out their
pandering to the
beliefs.
politics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 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 this dude Andy Pants Gaming. He got a lot of hate. Not because he says that games are becoming gay, but he's basically saying like I want games to be back for who they really are. I want true gamers, not gamers are made by homosexuals or like transgender dudes. That's what he has something against with that, and like I can totally understand where he's coming from. Like I saw a video and I was thinking, you know what, he's kind of right. Like yeah, a lot of games aren't like what it used to be. Like the old Gear War games, you guys know, Gears of War used to be awesome. Now Gears of
Yeah.
War is
Now
like
it's
it's not
fucking the
what it used to
characters
be.
are just a joke.
Yeah, and he's basically saying that there's too many like girl bosses in video games now. That
yeah.
like these
That's
companies are
because
putting
they
in.
went out and hired like 50% women just because of meeting quotas.
And look, and this is a discussion we've had numerous times, right? It's not because that the girls themselves, right? Because we've had badass women, fuck Metroid, right?
Yeah,
Fucking Laura Croft, we just had really cool women characters, and it's not that they're women, it's the way. It's once again, it goes back to creativity and indulging in their cultural war bullshit. Then you have these people who come into work to make these games who have a political agenda, and they just cannot separate their personal life from their professional life. So it bleeds into their work, and we're getting the results of that. Now you add the project manager is fucking, bringing their personal
Their
life into the
buddies
work
in.
life. You fucking, you bring in exactly. They're hiring with people that think alike. And now they're just trying to maintain. That's what I call the video game industry right now. They're just maintaining. They're not pushing gaming forward. They're not fucking being creative. They're not coming up with new shit. Like look
it's
at
lazy.
Halo. They're lazy, yes, but when you look at it, they're like, well, it took us 5, 6, 7 years to make this game. Yeah, to get the mechanics of the fucking game, but the creativity portion of it, you're fucking lazy about it. Like, yeah, you can come to work every single fucking day, turn your computer on, and get to work. But if you're just working to work without doing anything that means anything, what the fuck are we doing here? And we saw that with Dragon's Age. I mean, the game mechanically works fine, it's polished, it's a big budget game, but creatively, it's bankrupt. It's completely fucking bankrupt. And we're seeing that more and more and more and more. That's why some of these people who are creative, right, like the Insomniacs, the Naughty Dogs, shit like that, they really are in a position where they're extremely, extremely valuable because we know when they release a game, they're going to be creative with it. Naughty Dog's going to let their political, agenda get into it, but at least we know that the game's going to do something new, and we know that it's going to do something that it's going to be well made. But yeah, man, it's
You,
not nothing that we haven't spoken about before.
it's kind of no. Now you brought Naughty Dog. Uh, I was wondering how the hell they're going to end the Last of Us series because ever
Yeah.
since they released part two, all that hate for Joel's death, and honestly, like even my cousin did not like the way he died. Even I didn't. But like, but then again, I'm just thinking to myself, like, what does Naughty Dog expect from the fans? Like, come on, like, what does this Neil Druckmann thinks? Like, did he really they thought that everyone was gonna be like hyper excited for something, one of their favorite characters getting called off? Like, I don't know. It,
Yeah.
it honestly, how Partially is gonna end? Like, how are you gonna fix that issue? Like, you kill off a big character. But wasn't maybe it was meant to be that way. I don't know. And like you have the part two story is complicated. It just didn't make sense.
You know
I
what's gonna
didn't
be
hate it.
funny when the movie or the TV show crowd reacts
Yeah.
just like the gamer crowd did. Then Neil's gonna have to have no option but to admit defeat. But also, Neil doesn't give a fuck. Neil doesn't care if you hate his game or buy his game. He just doesn't, and that's a big fucking problem. That's a huge problem. And I've been
It
telling
is.
gamers this for a long time. Speak with your fucking wallet. Speak with your wallet. Like Ghost of Tsushima that's coming out or Ghost of Yote, I will probably buy that game pre-owned. Why? Because I disagree that they took Jin Sakai out. Like there's still so much story, so I'm not gonna support
Wait, you
that shit.
disagree with that?
Yeah, I do. I think there was still a lot more story to be told with Jin, mainland fucking Japan, the
Yeah.
Shogun, the whole thing.
Yeah, that's true. But like then again, I think that maybe they thought like maybe they should just move on to a different character. Me, I was disappointed because I wanted more stories of
I want to know
Jin
if the
Sakai.
motherfucker dies.
Jin's
Yeah.
awesome. Don't get me wrong. The story, I played the game. It's awesome. But
Well, I'm
like,
sure he's
yeah.
dies. It's been 600 years, but I mean,
300 years.
how? Like, no, I'm talking from now to since then. I'm sure he's dead
Oh.
logically, but I don't
Yeah.
know how. You know what I mean?
But
Yeah.
the story itself is still open. Like we just saw the invasion of the Mongols. Like, and that was just one island, Tsushima, right? What
Yeah.
happened to the mainland invasion? I mean, they took over Tsushima, right? And on top of that, they're hunting Jin. At the end of the game, we know that they're
Yeah,
hunting
because
him.
yeah, because he killed his uncle.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to kill an uncle. You know, you have the choice to kill him.
Either
but
way, the Shogun's hunting him because he went against the samurai
that's what I
code.
mean. And then years
Mhm.
later, they decided to make, hey, let's make Ghost of Yoten.
Yeah,
And it
300
was
years
like, that's
later.
weird.
Yeah,
It was no, a couple years. No, well, the game came out like a few years. I don't know.
2020.
Like Ghost of Yoten made no sense to me because I was thinking, what about Jin? They're just gonna forget about him. Like, oh yeah, like his
Mhm.
story's done. Even though I knew that in my heart his story isn't done. Because let's be real, he's becoming a ghost now. He's gonna have to, hide somewhere.
Yeah.
But now they're just like, how?
Well, I thought we were gonna get the whole like Ronin type shit.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just I don't.
Well, let's take Ghost of Yote real quick as an example. We're talking
Yeah.
about a few minutes ago, right? So, okay, they're switching over to a different character. Okay, fine. But is it really necessary? Not only we're gonna go girl, a woman as a samurai or a sorts of samurai. Fine, right? I don't have no complaints against that. But then you get a voice actress to play the role who is politically active, right? Who is fucking doing all this shit, which we just talked about bringing the personal shit into the workspace. We know she's done that. If you've seen any
that's
of
the
her
only way you get
tweets,
a job nowadays.
so then that's the real fucking question here. It's like, okay, you're switching characters, but then you're bringing this person in. Why? Why? What is the purpose? Don't tell me that it's because of lack of talent. Ashley Birch is out here. She's still doing her thing. You know, she's one of the best actresses, voice actresses in the world. Don't tell me she wasn't available or somebody like her. I just don't understand their train of thought where they say, so it's really
You gotta
hard to
be in
see
the
it.
click, man.
You got to be in the clique. But when you say that, then you're homophobic, you're, all the labels.
It's what's funny is that when Sony released the very first trailer for Ghost of Yoten, the funniest thing is that the people who created the game, who got a lot of backlash, a lot of like hate, supposedly said, "Hey, if you don't like the game, just don't buy it." That's all
Yeah.
they said, really. Like we don't care. Go make your own game.
Yeah. Yeah. Go make your own game. Yep. Yep. Yeah. It's fucking
it's-
insane.
And honestly, like I feel like the same way about other PlayStation exclusive games, like Spider-Man 2. They didn't even won no Game of the Year award. I voted for that game because that game was awesome. I thought the story was good, the ending was good. I thought that because obviously you guys probably played Spider-Man 2, right?
Yeah.
And the way Harry goes in a coma, and the fact that his father's going to kill both of the Spider-Mans because he wants revenge, but then again he wants to know who they are. And I honestly thought that the game was gonna win at the big show at the Game Bureau Awards, but instead it won by another game. I think it was like Boulder Gates. I never even heard of this game. I was like, oh my god! So I'll vote for something that I vote for nothing. I can't believe it. Like kind of a God of War Ragnarok, and that game didn't even want no. I mean the actor did. The voice actor plays Kratos. He did, but he didn't even want any. The game didn't want anything.
Well, dude, that's the same shit they did to well, not the same shit, but what do you call it? Hogwarts Legacy. I mean, the best-selling game of that year, and they fucking act like that game didn't even exist because of J.K. Rowling. Like, so we know these people have an agenda. We know that they're fucking compromised. We know that they take sides, and we know that they bring their fucking personal views into the fucking industry that
A
we
lot of
also
people
like.
that should be doing art or doing writing too, just because they're in the
Yes, in the club.
circle.
Yep, absolutely. But yeah, that's all we're gonna get into over tonight. We've been going for 2 hours, man. 2 hours. I just want to give you guys a huge thank you for supporting the channel and being here. And shout out to Grim for showing up and spending some time with us. C Fresh, I see you, bro. Thank you so much for
What's up,
being
man?
here. Henry, shout out to you. Obviously, Hero RPG, who's in the chat. Jose Martinez, what's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Who else we got here? New, thank you for stopping by. Man, just thank you guys all so much for being here. And before we head out, let's give a couple outros. We have RPG88, who you can catch them on Tuesdays with me on our live stream on Tuesday nights, where we play, where we pick a game and we just play it. If you're interested in joining us on that, hit me up. Then we have Grim, or I'm sorry, RPG. Let them know where they can find you if you want them to find you.
You can find me Tuesday nights on the Just Playing co-stream. You can find me on Twitter. I don't have my Twitter name on top of my head, but it's what is it, RPG88 on Twitter? Or is it RP Gaming 88 on Twitter? Either way,
I can look it up.
All my information will be down in the description.
You can
and
find
in the comments.
Nukem on Twitter too.
Yeah, you can.
YouTube, and Noof's got a pretty decent sized channel.
R.P.G.88.
God, fucking RPG just can't keep it simple, can he?
Nope, I can't. But yeah, that's where you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on PSN. You can find me here every once in a while on Sunday nights, and you can find me every Tuesday night on the playing co-op stream. But yeah, other than that, that's about where you're gonna find me. Other than that, I'll be on V Rising or at work.
Bet.
Too damn
and
much.
Yeah.
Grim, thank you for stopping through. Let the people know where they can find you if you want them to find you. Give them your social stuff like that.
Sure. You can find me on PlayStation Network, or whatever. I mean, I have an Xbox. You can add me there.
Okay. And do you have any other socials, YouTube, Twitter, anything like that?
No. I mean, no, unfortunately. I have Discord. That's about it.
All right, cool. Hey, you joined our Discord tonight. Thank you. Feel free to hit us up on there as well, and we'll
Hey,
see
like
you in
I
the
said,
Discord.
it's happening though. China's taking over the West, baby.
Well, what you read?
Ubi.
I mean that was already expected. I mean, anybody who's fucking blind could have seen that shit coming. And then our co-host, Mr. Nelson Gaming Culture, Nelson.
Nelson Gaming 12 everywhere.
Yeah, I only came on here because I saw your video of Assassin's Creed Shadows, how you couldn't play that game offline. I was like, damn, I didn't expect Ubisoft to do that. That is so messed up. Like,
Ubisoft don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
they
they
already
don't
told
care,
us
bro.
that I'd get used to owning shit.
Yeah, they did say that. People said it was being funny and shit. No, they meant that shit. They don't want you to own any fucking thing. But
I
hey,
was gonna get it, but after seeing that video, I was like, probably not.
well, bro, just buy a pre-owned copy like I did. You know what I mean? So they don't get the money, but you still play the game.
Yeah.
And that's
Give
what
it a
I tend
month,
to
you'll
do.
get it like half off.
Yeah, you'll get it for cheaper. These games go on sale pretty quick. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, you're here on my YouTube channel. Hit that follow button, man. We're close to that 500 subscriber mark, man. You guys have been incredibly supportive, so thank you. And you can also find me on X at Will777JP. And of course, on our Discord, man. I put the link, I pinned it. Click that link. Come on over to the Discord, shoot the shit with the boys, man. We talk all sorts of shit, gaming, whatever the fuck. I will say, if you're sensitive and your feelings get hurt easily and you have thin skin, don't fucking come on there, bro, because your feelings will get hurt. But if you're fucking don't give a fuck, you want to have a good time, you can take it as well as you can give it. Hop on in, man. We will accept you. Fuck, we got our own little bot.
What the fuck?
Our Iron Man 88 Brett, he's on there. He's a fucking bot. And so yeah, if he can make it, so can you. All right, guys, we'll catch you on Tuesday. for the Just Playing live stream and stay tuned to the channel because I have a video dropping tomorrow. Keep it gaming.